Good evening and welcome to Star TV's Channel 9 Evening News. I am Deslin Joseph.
And I am Nisha Charles.
And we are your presenters for the evening. Thank you for joining us. Among the major developments, resident in Copto says Mount Prosper Road construction is affecting her negatively.
Seychelles Tourism Minister to lead delegation at Tourism Conference.
Syria's ex-Prime Minister says regime is collapsing.
And in sports, Liam Sebastian hopes for good performance ahead of the 2012 Win Lotto 2020 competition.
Details of these and other stories after the break.
Support local, support SAT Telecommunications Ltd, the people's choice. Join hands with us. Come and sign up for your digital TV connection today. We got the sharpest, cleanest, brightest digital TV connection. No antiquated analog service, only pure digital and many new packages coming soon. With latest in sports, movies, children programming and much more. So if you have your flat screen TV and you want to see quality TV, join now. Sign up today for your digital television. Support local, support SAT Telecommunications Ltd, the people's choice.
Thank you for staying with us. Now for the details of the news. An adolescent summer camp is being held at the Salisbury Health Center from the 13th to the 17th of August. Young persons from 1st to 3rd form are invited and various professionals will speak on different issues. Magdalene Moses, district nurse in Salisbury, gives an outline on the topics being covered.
We start off the week with the HIV unit, personnel coming in to talk to them about HIV, and we hope that it's going to be very interesting, informative, that the young persons will be more knowledgeable about HIV and AIDS.
It is also in an effort to stop the stigmatization of HIV/AIDS. Peace Corps volunteer Erin Sazansky is assisting Ms. Moses with the camp. She has helped to find some of the speakers and getting the children to come on board. She thinks it is an incredible program that most villages should have.
We had the teenagers come in and tell us what they're interested in, what issues they're currently facing. So all of the topics were issues that they're concerned about. We're talking about healthy relationships, about teenage violence, about HIV and AIDS, as well as constitutional rights and drug abuse awareness. So we're really focusing on a number of issues facing the teens in Dominica and Salisbury specifically.
The district nurse says on Wednesday they will speak on the Constitution and rights of the young persons.
Young persons are not that very knowledgeable about their rights, so then it will be a good forum that they can come in and be educated. We'll have a lawyer. On the first day, we have healthy relationships. We have a counselor from our community will be coming in. And hopefully on Friday, we have Inspector Wicks. I guess a lot of persons know about Inspector Wicks, very stern police officer, responsible, and he's coming to talk to the young persons about teenage violence and how they can deal with it.
Angelina Dezabey, health educator of the HIV/AIDS response program, has welcomed the discussions surrounding the students' sexuality and sexual health. She says from programs she has done in the past, issues related to sex constantly arise.
There are some myths about HIV and AIDS that come up, and so it's always, I think it's a necessary thing to talk to young people about HIV, about sex, and to give them an opportunity to express themselves and to talk honestly about their sexuality.
They are looking forward to the students being more aware of themselves and practicing self-worth.
In more local news, the wall of the convent high school is much more pleasing after receiving a makeover from students of the school, among others as part of a youth division summer program. The project, which was carried out over a 2-week period, featured 17 students who all volunteered to take part in the painting of a mural on the previously bare school wall. Youth officer and counselor Mrs. Valencia Webb, who is in charge of the project, explains how the idea came about.
I was sitting in my transport waiting on my daughter, and when I looked at the wall, I saw it was drab, and I said that would be a good project to do during the summer of the young persons. So I went to Mrs. Dublin, the principal of the school, and I discussed it with her, and she said, that's a good idea, go ahead. And then I brought it to my boss at the chief Youth Development Division officer. I brought it to him, and then we looked at, I looked at the, a budget for the project.
Miss Webb said she went to Dr. Lennox Honeychurch to get a storyboard done for the mural and started the process of recruiting young persons in the vicinity of Roseau to carry out the task, who was assisted by 2 local artists from the Cultural Division. She added that the Youth Division was very helpful in this project as they provided her with a budget of $2,500.
We also got assistance from the school. Yeah, the school gave me a donation for plastering the wall, because when we came the wall needed to be plastered and also to prime, and I got donation from the school for that.
Ms. Webb says that all of the students were very excited to be part of the project and inspired others to join along, seeing the pictures come alive with each day of the painting. She added that they will also do a beautification and landscaping project at the Dominica Girls Guide and Scouts headquarters and the painting of the Rosa Youth Center. Student of the Convent High School, Miss Alex Marie Roberts, who was part of the project, says she has enjoyed every moment of her participation in the painting of the mural.
I feel this is a very good project because the school needed a little sprucing up, and I'm leaving next year and I wanted to make an impact on the school before I leave, and I wanted to leave my mark so that future generations can better enjoy what we have. Because Convent is a very prestigious institution, and I think it should look the part.
Ms. Roberts added, out of all other projects she could have done with her summer holiday time, she chose this one since the basis of Dominica is education and is of the belief that she should be involved in something productive. She also added that she wanted to give back to her school for all the things that she learned, which helped develop her into an intelligent young lady. Another student, Public Relations Officer for the Roseau Sub-District, Mr. Samson Baru, from the community of Girardel, says although he is very artistic, he learned new techniques in drawing, which he is thankful for.
It's really beneficial to me, because actually I learned from it. It's also educational, and I get to meet other people I didn't even know. I get to meet them, interact with each other, so that, and also we learn at the camp teamwork, right? And I also get to practice it there. So even though one student may not agree, so we actually get together so that we can discuss it and work together.
The students said that in the preparation for the project, they all underwent training where they learned to work in teams with each other, which is appreciative of. Ms. Bertrand had a message to other artistic youth.
People think that we are in Dominica and there's no way to express yourself through art, but I thought that until I entered 4th form. I heard there was art for CXC, which I'm doing right now. It's just like another CXC subject, so if you think that you're really good at art, and anybody can do it. There's so many different types of art, and then you don't necessarily have to be able to draw a portrait of a person perfectly, but there's mixed media, all type of abstract art, and it's good to have an appreciation of all of that. So anybody can do it. Anybody is artistic. Everybody has the artist in them. That's what I believe.
The last day of the project was on Tuesday, August 14th, 2012.
One resident of Copthall is calling on the relevant authorities to quickly resolve the drainage problem faced by the engineer attached to the resurfacing of the Mont Prosper Road. Miss Eleanor, originally from the United Kingdom, says although with progress comes change, she is getting the negative side of this project. The Copthall resident says that upon returning to her home about a month ago, her gardener pointed out to her that with the resurfacing projects taking place on the Mont Prosper Road, a massive culvert for the drainage of water was constructed directly facing her home below. Miss Badwell says she informed the workers of her concern on the placement of the culvert, but she was redirected to contact the Public Works Corporation.
I had a lot of problem getting through to them. I found the caretaker. He told me the name of who I should call. I called him. He told me he wasn't the engineer, and I must go up and find out from the foreman. I said to him, the foreman or the supervisor up there cannot do the job that you have to do up there, because the work they're doing up there is going to send all the water onto my house. He fobbed me off. Really, I was annoyed. So I went back. My stepson went up and said, nobody's there. It took me a whole week before I could get somebody up there to see what they're doing. Then they came and they spoke to me. he admits, then yes, I'm going to be in trouble.
Ms. Badwell said the contractor did promise that something would be done, but after returning home, she saw that a hole was dug in front of her home to allow the drainage of water, but it did not solve the problem.
There's nothing else. Then now the rain starts, and yesterday all the debris that they've got on the side of the road, at the border, they dig up the place and they leave all the debris there, and the rain just washes straight down. So I don't know what is going to happen, because my husband just died a couple of months, about 6 months ago, and I'm left now with this big problem. I'm not a Dominican, so I don't know anybody here who could sort of, you know, what to do.
The passage of recent Tropical Depression 7 shows the dangers that her home was placed in due to heavy rainfalls.
The water came through. It was like a river coming through from the back right through to the front. He built up straight across the basement door, up to the front door, up to the steps. You see, it's 2 steps up, and it just gone down in the basement. So that, I have to go and bail out the water and clean it out.
She said this could have been avoided if the contractor paid attention to the homes below to realize that placing a culvert to drain water in the path of a house that is not exactly a smart idea, especially as it rains frequently in the Roseau Valley.
They've got to do something with the Mount Prosper Road. They started to build the Mount Prosper Road before they prepare where the water from the Mount Prosper Road was going. And I told them that. I said to them, you have to prepare. They didn't know where the water was going. So I said, what kind of an engineer are you that you can just start to do a job, send public water onto private land, and don't know where it's going? He told me it was always going there. So I explained to him it was always going there, but it dispersed itself along the road and come the whole length of the road. Now you're sending it into one direction, which is coming straight to my house. He realized that I am in trouble. He told me, oh, you're going to be in trouble.
Ms. Badwell added that the engineer on the project, Mr. Labadie, was not exactly proactive in helping her in her current situation.
I spoke to him on the phone, and he wasn't very helpful on the phone, because I got annoyed with him. And he denied he was the engineer for the job. And I was told, yes, he is the engineer for the job. But when he came to the gate about a week after, he agreed that he was the engineer for the job. So why lie to me in the first place? Why didn't he come out and see what he was doing up there? But they just do the job with no planning. They've been doing that road for years. Didn't they know that that water was heading straight to my house? If you go up on the Mount Prosper Road and just take your pictures down this way, you'll see all this stones and rubble here was across the road at Mount Prosper.
The resident is appealing to the Public Works Department or other relevant authorities who are involved in the Mount Prosper Road project to come to her home to see how this dangerous problem can be resolved before it gets worse.
One young man who goes by the name of Topper Top has proven that all things are possible with faith as he released his brand new DVD. He explains that things have been difficult with him since his childhood days when his mother left him with his grandmother at 3 months, but he never lost hope. Topper Top says this is the reason he got involved into his music.
I got involved with the music is because there was no talent or skills that I learned at one time, and an uncle of mine knew of a mic opening that was happening in a friend's yard, and they were to sing on some rhythm of the mic. So he told me he's going there. That happened at Kennedy Avenue. At that time I used to live at Kennedy Avenue in Roseau.
According to the young man, when he moved to his father's home, he got introduced to different music genres such as reggae, seeing that his father owned a bar.
I started singing because I used to be hearing music from a long time. I used to be hearing music when I used to live with my father because he had a bar, so he was playing a lot of reggae music. So I used to learn about the voices of different artists. That if a Bob Marley play, I could tell you that's Bob Marley of his voice. If a Dennis Brown play, I could tell you that's a thing of Dennis Brown. So I was more likely to be a fan of Dennis Brown. I would rather to sing like how Dennis Brown do. So I used to have that. I started off with that style on the mic. Then we did well, we sang.
He says so far he has gotten a lot of support from family, friends, and Granby residents in particular. Topper Top says although he did many wrong things in the past which led him into sticky situations, he is thankful to radio stations such as Carry FM, Q95 and DBS for playing his music. He explains how he became a DJ and songwriter in Mod Def.
They held a mic, a musical vibes at a place in Sam's Water. There was a mic and speakers and all that versions. So I was invited. I came, I do my thing. After, people start saying like, are you the one who's making the noise all the time in the night by the shop? I said, yeah. So they would be like, sing a song for them. So I would sing a song for them. And it goes on like that until I decided to DJ whilst I sing. So I became I am right now a singing DJ that I could sing and dub.
11 secondary school students received scholarships from the NCCU on August 14th. It is the second annual event where scholarships are given to members of the Cooperative Credit Union family based on merit and need. Chief Executive Officer at the NCCU, Aylmer Irish, says the scholarship presentation is as a result of the amalgamation of the credit unions.
Our ability to grant scholarships is a direct result of the hard work of volunteers and staff and the loyalty of our members. This is a lesson which you, the recipients of scholarships, should take with you throughout your life. If you work hard, you can achieve most things you set out to achieve in life.
He shared some thoughts on how the scholarship recipients can ensure their future success.
It is not too early to decide what you want to become in life. It is important for you, with the assistance of your parents, to begin laying down a good foundation, which begins with education. Aim to be the best in your class, ensuring that you attend school regularly. Do all your class assignments, popularly known as homework, and read, read, read. If you find difficulty doing your assignments, reach out to your teachers. Ask for help from your parents. If that fails, we at NCC will find help for you.
He says that they cannot leave it by chance to succeed and they need to study hard and pray. He also cautioned parents to help their children by being role models. President of the NCCU, Mr. Dexter Dupree, says traditionally they at the NCCU have recognized their pioneers, and this is to appreciate the platform that they have put in place for the corporation and to keep their works alive in their memories. This year they have added 2 pioneers to the list, and they are Mrs. Marie Wilkins and Mrs. Marie Savre.
Maria Wilkins, affectionately known as Teacher Marie, served the former Lasseter Cooperative Credit Union, now the Lasseter branch of the NCCU, for over 40 years. Her years of service were primarily as a volunteer on the supervisory and the credit committee. Teacher Marie has been recognized on previous occasions both by the former Lasseter Cooperative Credit Union and the Dominica Cooperative League. Today, NCC joins in formally recognizing Teacher Maria and express gratitude for her contribution to the credit union movement in Dominica.
The scholarships this year are as follows: 1 NCCU scholarship based on merit, 2 Hudson Savre scholarships based on need, 1 Shandy Joy scholarship for merit, 4 Edward Elwin scholarships for members of the credit union who reside in Bellevue-Chopin, Mont-Prosper, Pichelay, and Trafalgar, 1 Murray Wilkins scholarship based on need, 1 Ambrose Coffey Memorial Scholarship, and 1 Venice Bellany Scholarship.
2012-2013 academic year, NCCU has invested over $100,000 in scholarships, and these scholarships include provision of textbooks and school supplies to a maximum of $700, an annual uniform allowance of $300 per student, payment of school fees which range from $20 to $525, provision of a monthly transportation allowance ranging from $50 to $80 per student where applicable, payment of CXC examination fees and other fees that any exam the school has sort of endorsed, we will pay the fees.
Selena Paquette, who received the NCCU Scholarship for Merit, wants to thank the NCCU for believing in her and awarding her the scholarship.
I am very grateful for the Merit Scholarship I received from the NCCU, and I promise to work hard and strive to do my best and work for excellence.
Parent of one of the recipients, Ferdinand Leblanc, is very grateful for the help that NCCU is giving these students, especially his son.
I would also like to say thanks to all the pioneers and all those, especially Mrs. Belloni, that's the scholarship my son received. And then I pray that these children are going to use these opportunities wisely to learn and to make everyone in the NCCU and all those who help them, make them proud.
The students were presented with their scholarship awards and the pioneers presented with bouquets.
Promoter of the Calypso competition, Mr. Leroy Charles, is reminding all songwriters and calypsonians that the deadline for all entries is September 17, 2012. The Calypso competition, which is scheduled for October 24th, is expected to expose our hidden talents as well as promote our culture.
And you can inquire as to the various aspects of the cooperative from the corporate division on High Street. You could call us at our various numbers, or you could check on King Caressa for whatever you need to find out about the Calypso show itself. Once again, we want to make that special appeal. September 17th is the closing date for registration.
He is urging the public to take part in this competition, bearing in mind of the grand prize, which is $7,000 as well as $600 to all the participants.
We are urging the Calypsonians to get their material ready on compact disc. And once again, the grand prize is $7,000, 7,000 EC dollars for the winner. Second prize, $5,000, and the third prize of 3,000 EC dollars. It's the cooperative here, and it was designated by United Nations that this year would be the cooperative year. So we felt it's important and incumbent on us to have this particular Calypso show. So we are appealing to all Calypsonians, Calypso writers, Calypso lovers. It's across the board to entertainers to enter into the cooperative Calypso competition carried for October 24th at the Newtown Savannah.
Dominican-born Sapphire Vital has obtained 4 grade 1s with 3 distinctions in this year's Caribbean Examination Council CXC Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Exams, CAPE. She obtained grade 1s in Mathematics Unit 2, Chemistry Unit 2, Physics Unit 2, and Caribbean Studies, with distinctions in Mathematics, Chemistry, and Caribbean Studies. Ms. Vital has performed equally well in last year's Unit 1 examinations in Mathematics, Chemistry, Physics, and Communication Studies. Her performance in the combined units of the CAPE in Mathematics, Physics, and Chemistry is equivalent to obtaining GCE A-level grade A's in those subjects. Sapphire recently graduated from the Queen's College, a secondary school with a 6th form in Barbados, which she attended over the past 7 years. Sapphire also attended the Convent High School in Dominica for 2 terms in 2008. Sapphire wants to pursue undergraduate studies in civil engineering and agriculture. Congratulations, Ms. Vital.
On Tuesday, August 14, 2012, at about 11:30 a.m., members of the Drug Squad, Special Service Unit, and Custom and Excise Division conducted an anti-drug operation in the Hillsborough area. 40,000 grams of cocaine was found and seized, and 3 individuals have been arrested and are in police custody assisting in the investigations. Further details on this story is not available, but SAT TV News will provide you with an update as soon as more information becomes available.
This has been the local segment of the news. Coming up next, regional highlights.